What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to the Pugilistic Linguistic Show. I am your host, Michael Foster, the voice of reason in an increasingly unreasonable world, and I am back. Like I say before, like I say all the time, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when new episodes drop. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. It costs you 30 minutes of your time. I know most of y'all spend 30 minutes doing something you ain't got no business doing anyway. So the least you can do is listen to me while you do it. Get this out to the masses. Word of mouth. Share it with people you know. Share it with people you don't know. Share it with people you like and you hate. Do it all. Try to blow this up in 2026. Now, with that being said, I have a question. Semi-rhetorical, but you can reach out in the comments if you want to really answer it. But what is white people's fascination with using the N-word, or deeper still, with us using the N-word amongst ourselves? Like, why is that a thing with them? Why, or with you, if you're a white person listening, why is this a thing with you? Why does it matter to you if I use that word amongst my people? And then and what the issue is well, you say it amongst yourself. How come I can't say it? Why do you want to say it? Let's take the first half of the equation out. Let's take the first half away. We say it amongst ourselves. Take that away. Why would you want to say it? What? And we're not talking about the bigots out here that just come out and just fly. We talking about the so-called self-proclaimed well-meaning people who legitimately have that type of question. How come I can't say it? Why do you want to say it? What is it about that word that makes you itching to spit it? What does that do for you? What does that do for your psyche? What is it? But let me explain to you why we use it. For a long time, honestly, I was like, I'm gonna break myself. I'm gonna stop saying it. I'm going. And then I thought about it. Why? Why am I breaking my neck to deprogram myself from using that word in a specific context? Now, mind you, I'm not standing at the top of a hill screaming it at the top of my lungs. I say it amongst brethren. I say it in a group to where we understand where that's coming from. So I no longer feel that it needs to be banished from my vocabulary. I've said it once before. I have a different relationship with that word than, let's say, my uncle, my previous generation, my mama's generation, or her parents' generation. I don't expect for them, even though they do, but I would understand it if they had a bigger problem with that word than me, because they have a different relationship with it. It had real venom behind it when it was thrown at them when they were teenagers or when they were children, but it was a legitimate sword. So I get it if they choose not to. But I got a different relationship with it. And I used to, it wore on me because it had been ingrained in me, the venom behind that word when I was coming up. And I had an issue with it. But I started to reconcile it with myself. It's like, you know what? It's a word. And I use it in a specific context. So, yeah. But why do you need to use it? See, long throughout history, there are things that certain people can do, and there are things that certain people can't do. And you have to come to grips with that. I know as a black man in America, there are certain things I can't do. I can't ride through a white neighborhood with a tail light out. I know this. Apparently, in certain areas, I can't drive my car around down the street from my house because I fit the description. I know this. And when there are issues with it, I know this. But there are certain things you can do and certain things you can't do. And beyond that, there are certain things you shouldn't do. Why should you? For the longest time, in groups of people have used traditional slurs as a term of endearment within that group. We take a word, we take a slur and make it fraternal. 9 times out of 10, that's how we deal with that slur. That's how we remove its power. We don't clutch our pearls anymore when that N-word is thrown at us because we use it so much amongst ourselves. It's nothing. And I think a lot of in groups of people, marginalized people, do that to remove the power that those words have. Now, that's why a lot of gay people use the F word amongst themselves. I've got good gay friends, and I've heard them call each other that. And they also say, this person, this F word, they act a certain way. That's why they call them that. Sissy is another word. I don't know if that's an S slur anymore. I don't know if that's an S word now, but sissy is another word I've heard gay people call each other, but that's a specific type of person. Women call each other bitches all the time. And it's not even to the point, but does that make it right? No, I ain't got nothing to do with it being right. You can't do it. Right or not. But how many times you heard women call it yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. How many times you heard that? It's a comedy, whatever. And one woman called another woman on the phone, and she's like, "Yeah, you on speakerphone?" Say, "Hey, bitch, girl, you on speakerphone? I got my kids in the car." So, "Oh, hey, little bitches." She ain't see nothing wrong with that, because that's how they talk to each other. How many times have you heard that? It's indicative of there are certain things that I can do that you can't. But it's not just about the N-word, it's just in general. If I call my wife honey cakes, you can't. That's right there. That's the whole point. You can't do it. because that's not a word that you should be using. There's a certain time and a certain place for all this stuff. There are certain things that I can call my wife that you can't. And that's the way it's supposed to be. There are certain things that I can call my fellas that you can't. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, I honestly don't know. I'm sure white men have a word or a name that they call each other when they're comfortable around each other. I mean, I've never been that comfortable with enough white people to where they let me in like that, but I'm sure there is. But what bugs me about the whole thing is you got good sense. You know there's a time and a place and a context for everything. You know that you don't have the ability to use the same words that an affinity group uses for each other. You're not gay. Consequently, using the F word is not something you can do. You go up there and call a woman a bitch, and y'all ain't got that kind of relationship. That's not going to end well. But within that affinity group, they can do that to each other as well. They should. But the central issue of all this, the crux of all this, is the fact that you get so bent out of shape because you can't do it. That suggests something to me. Because you know good and goddamn well why you shouldn't use it. You know good and hell well why that's a bad idea for you to throw those types of slurs around, not being included or not being a part of that affinity group to where it's okay to use it amongst ourselves. Go up to a gay man and call him an F word. Call the wrong woman a bitch that you ain't got a relationship with. Go call a black man an N-word in public, out in the wild, and see how that ends for you. That's what happened to that idiot Chud the Builder. Going out and antagonizing black people, trying to get them to respond. Now he's up for attempted murder. Why do you need to use it? You, so-called well-meaning white person. If I call if me and my guys are talking and the N-word flies freely, that's because I'm comfortable. I've taken that word that you've used as a sword for so long and made it fraternal. Because guess what? I don't mean it the same way you mean it when you say it. That right there is the biggest difference. I got a different meaning behind it. Regardless of how you feel about it, I got a different meaning behind it. I got into it, well, actually, not me personally, but a family member of mine got into it with the person I used to know in life because of that exact thing. She wanted to know, why is it okay for you to do? Because it is. Because it is. And the fact that you get hung up on that is a problem. It's not the fact that, it's not me using it that's the problem. It's the fact that you get hung up on it, you want to use it so badly is the problem. Because quiet as it's kept, when it comes out your mouth, it's going to mean something different than when it comes out mine. When gay people say it to each other and then you say it to a gay person, it's going to mean differently when it coming out your mouth than it does when it comes out of theirs. I don't understand that you got a high IQ any other time, but when it comes to this, your IQ stops IQing. For the life of you, you can't get it. You can't comprehend. I don't get it. I want to be able to say it. That speaks more about you than it does me. So just understand in groups of affinity, there are things that we can do that you can't do. Hell, in society, there are things I can't do that you can. I learned to live with it. And so will you. All right, I just wanted to hurry and get that one out. This is a miniature one. This is a mini one. I think I'm going to start doing this a little more often, just when things get to bothering me. I'm going to just go and spit it out. I got a microphone and a mission. So I'll holler at y'all. Just know you can't. So stop trying. Anyway, like I say all the time, take care of yourselves and each other, because we all we got. Peace.